Hi, I'm Caroline, and like most of us, 2020 has kept me in my home country, and for me, that's the UK. I'm well underway with a 2-week road trip around parts of the Scottish Highlands and Islands, and so far have conquered the highest peak in Great Britain, Ben Nevis, seen a few sights which thankfully required less effort, and quickly learnt that my non-waterproof hiking shoes are less than adequate for the Scottish boggy hikes. In today's episode, we'll be saying goodbye to the Isle of Skye with a quick cottage tour. Things don't quite go to plan as we go in search of some sea arches and a blowhole. And once back on the mainland and driving along the NC500, we'll stop off at a pretty impressive gorge for a quick stretch of our legs. So quick house tour of the cottage that we're staying at here in the Isle of Skye. So as you come in the back door, we've got this porch area which is super helpful because we've got places where we can hang up our wet waterproofs, which are definitely getting soaked whilst we're up here, and a place to stash our shoes, especially like our stinky hiking shoes, because when you're walking through the bogs and they're getting soaking wet, they start to stink, and it's really nice because it just means we can close the door on it from the rest of the house. And we have also got a washing machine again, so all of our stinky hiking clothes, we've been able to wash those. So if you'd like to come on through, and I can show you the rest of the house. So the next room that this one opens out into is a really nice big kitchen diner. I love the fact that they've given us a dishwasher because it means that we can just throw everything into there. We're not having to always do washing up by hand. Proper full hob and oven, microwave, we've got fridge, freezer. It's pretty much everything that you need. And some of the views out that way, particularly on an evening with sunsets, have been beautiful. We have got a really lovely cosy living room. It wasn't quite cold enough, but that is actually a proper wood burning fire. Our Airbnb host has given us some wood sticks, and that probably would have been really nice if we'd been here, say, in the winter with the snow all outside. But a lovely cozy living room, and then if we come back into the corridor, and then it's pretty sizable when you get through to the bedrooms. So we have got a single bedroom in here. There's some like super retro furniture in here, and like the windows as well with the natural woods, lovely. Stunning views over the countryside, and again I love the wood of these retro doors. Got the master bedroom in here, again with the same stunning views, and again the retro wood on the cupboard doors. And we've got a twin bedroom through here, more retro wood on the doors, and again another retro piece of furniture of the chest of drawers. And then finally the last room is going to be the bathroom. Just pretty bog standard bathroom with toilet, sink, bath, shower over it, but again really helpful for when we get back from the hikes. Lovely hot water. That's our cottage in short. It's served us really well so far. If we come back to the Isle of Skye, I would definitely stay here because 1, the view, 2, how practical it is, and 3, the ferry pools took us about, not the ferry pools, the ferry glen even took us all of about 2 or 3 minutes to walk to. So beautiful place. Good morning and welcome to still quite a breezy Scotland, but today has definitely warmed up somewhat, and we're hoping that the rain is going to keep away. We have come just south of Portree on the Isle of Skye to a place called, and I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation of this, but I believe it's called An Arid Braes. It's a really short walk, so we do have a drive today to get up into the ELPHNT region. It's along a coastal peninsula that's supposed to have some pretty sea arches and a blowhole, although looking out onto the water at the moment it seems far too calm for us to have any spectacular waves come crashing up through it. But we'll have a wander along and just check out what there is to see along what seems to be a very quiet area with barely any other tourists around, so we might have this to ourselves. I can attest to the fact that once you get up off of the beach, this is a rather boggy walk. Once again, my feet are already soaked, and it is about 10:30 in the morning, and we've got quite a drive up to the ELPHNT area of Scotland. We need to go and do a supermarket shop. I'm gonna have to do it with absolutely soaking wet feet. I definitely need to invest in a pair of waterproof walking boots, I think, for more expeditions within the UK, because the weather just doesn't play ball with the shoes that I've got. Whilst it was very pretty walking along the beach, coming up onto the grass, we have not been able to spot any of the sea caves, any of the natural arches, and the information said that there were a few. And whilst we were able to just about make out the blowhole from a distance, we've not been able to get close to it. So I think we're just going to head back to the car now and start driving off of the island to get back onto the mainland. So we do have a bit of a drive ahead. We've got some chores that we need to do, stocking up on food. And I think just south of Ullapool there might actually be a nice place with a gorge that you can go walking through, and from the pictures that I've seen, I think it's a little bit better maintained than what we're attempting at the moment. So hopefully today's not completely lost. Hopefully the gorge will come through for us. We're just a little bit south of Ullapool, and we've come to a place called Corrieshalloch Gorge. It's a really short 1.1 kilometre walk along, I think it's sort of like a fern walk to begin with, and then we'll drop down to be able to see quite an impressive waterfall according to the pictures. It's just a nice bit to stretch our legs before we go and stock up on our supermarket shop. I can't even see the bottom of it. The stream that's running at the bottom of this gorge isn't really powerful enough to have been able to create the gorge. What's expected to have happened is that during the Ice Age, the water that would have seeped into the fissures, and the fissures in this particular rock here are vertical, so the water would have seeped down into those fissures. The Ice Age has happened. As we know, when water turns to ice, it expands, so it will have put pressure onto the rocks, and it will have caused those rocks to start crumbling away. And because those fissures are vertical rather than horizontal, it's meant that the gorge has obviously been pushed further and further down. It is what did create this gorge, rather than it being the force of the flow of the river as we see it today. But I can see it from here. That's very impressive. so we'll head back to the car and press on up to Ullapool. Join me for the next part of this Scotland series where, back on the mainland, I undertake a short but steep hike up Stack Polly, take to the seas in search of coastal wildlife, take a better than expected wander up to the Bone Caves, and whilst the Scottish weather throws everything it has at me, go in search of some beautiful beaches on the Scottish mainland. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can join me in my Scottish adventures.